In this video, I'm breaking down NordVPN Threat Protection Pro and showing you the top settings you should enable to block scammers, trackers, malware, and intrusive ads. A lot of people think a VPN only hides your IP address, but modern online threats don't just come from exposed location data. They come from malicious downloads, tracking scripts, fake websites, and even scam phone calls. So this isn't just about privacy anymore, it's about preventing problems before they happen. I'm Erin from VPN Nerds. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which switches to flip so you stop threats before they ever reach your device. Let's get into it. What is Threat Protection Pro and why it matters? Before we look at the settings, let's quickly explain what Threat Protection Pro actually is. A normal VPN hides your IP address and encrypts your internet connection. That protects your data while you're online, but it doesn't stop you from clicking a bad link or downloading an infected file. So Threat Protection Pro goes further. It blocks dangerous websites, scans downloads for malware, stops tracking scripts, and removes many ads before they load. In some cases, it can even keep working when you're not connected to a VPN server. And that really matters because most online threats today don't care about your location. They try to trick you into clicking something. Threat Protection Pro helps stop those threats before they reach you. So here we're on the NordVPN homepage. Nord positions itself as online protection, not just a VPN. That's important because Threat Protection Pro is part of that broader security approach. The messaging here focuses on better protection and privacy, which sets the stage for understanding that Nord isn't just encrypting traffic. It's layering protection on top of that connection. This is where most users start, but the real value is deeper in the feature set. On this screen, NordVPN shows your current IP address, your physical location, your internet service provider, and your status as unprotected. So this is not just a marketing visual, it's showing you what the internet sees when you're not using protection. Your IP address acts like a digital return address. It can reveal your general location, and your ISP and websites log it every time you visit. Your ISP can also see the domains you access. On public Wi-Fi, network operators may be able to monitor traffic patterns. Even if they can't read encrypted content, they can still see where you're connecting. But here's the key point: hiding your IP solves one layer of exposure. It prevents websites from directly tying activity to your home connection. It reduces location-based tracking. What it does not do is stop you from clicking a phishing link. It does not stop a malicious download from infecting your device. It does not block tracking scripts embedded inside websites, and it does not prevent scam ads from loading. Encryption protects your connection. It does not filter the content moving through that connection. That's the distinction this screen sets up. Threat Protection Pro adds a filtering layer on top of encryption. Instead of just hiding your IP, it actively blocks malicious domains, scans downloads, and removes trackers before they execute. So this screen is about understanding the baseline. A VPN hides your identity from the network level, and Threat Protection Pro defends you at the content level. You need both to cover modern online threats. So we can see here that this screen highlights NordVPN's broader feature set compared to other providers. So you'll notice features like malware scanning, tracker blocking, scam call protection, and credential leak alerts. This tells you that NordVPN isn't only focused on tunneling your traffic, it's building a security layer around your entire browsing experience. Threat Protection Pro is a major part of that ecosystem. Now we're on the Threat Protection Pro section. Nord describes this as protection against malware, trackers, and ads, even when you're not connected to a VPN server. So that detail is important. So traditional VPN protection only works while your traffic is actively routed through a VPN server. Threat Protection Pro operates at the device level, meaning it continues filtering threats regardless of connection status. In practical terms, this turns Nord from just a tunnel for encrypted traffic into a filtering engine that actively evaluates what you're accessing. It monitors domains you visit, files you download, and scripts that attempt to load in your browser. The goal is prevention, not just encryption. So this feature operates across three primary layers: malware defense, tracker blocking, and ad filtering. Each one targets a different category of online risk. So let's break them down clearly. So anti-malware protection. So this setting focuses on blocking malicious domains and scanning downloads before they can cause damage. advantage. If you click on a phishing link or attempt to visit a known malicious website, Threat Protection Pro can stop that page from loading entirely. Instead of relying on you to recognize a scam, the system checks the destination against threat intelligence databases. It also scans downloaded files for known malware signatures. That means if a file contains recognized malicious code, it can be flagged before you even open it. This matters because many modern attacks do not depend on your IP address, they depend on deception. Phishing emails, fake login pages, malicious attachments, and compromised downloads all bypass basic encryption. Anti-malware filtering addresses that gap directly. Encryption hides your activity. Anti-malware reduces the risk of interacting with harmful content in the first place. Then we have Tracker Blocker. So the Tracker Blocker targets invisible scripts embedded in websites. Many websites load third-party trackers that collect browsing behavior, device identifiers, and interaction data. These trackers build advertising profiles and monitor behavior across multiple sites. So when this setting is enabled, Threat Protection Pro blocks many of those tracking scripts before they execute. So that reduces the amount of behavioral data collected about you and also limits cross-site profiling. This is one of the most practical privacy upgrades for everyday users. It does not change how you browse, but it reduces how much information is collected while you do. Less tracking means fewer targeted ads, fewer behavioral fingerprints, and less passive data accumulation over time. Then we have Ad Blocker. So the Ad Blocker removes intrusive ads and pop-ups before they even load. So at a surface level, this improves browsing speed and reduces those distractions, but there is also a security component. So malicious advertising networks have historically distributed harmful scripts through compromised ads. Blocking ads reduces exposure to those vectors. Fewer loaded ads also mean fewer third-party connections running in the background. That lowers overall attack surface and improves page performance. It is a convenience feature, but it also supports risk reduction. On the screen, Nord highlights additional features such as Dark Web Monitor alerts you if your email address or credentials appear in known data breach databases. This is reactive protection. It notifies you after exposure so you can change passwords or secure accounts. Threat Protection Pro, by contrast, is preventative. It attempts to stop malicious interactions before exposure happens. Together, these systems create layered defense. One protects in real time by blocking harmful content. The other monitors for credential exposure after breaches occur. When combined with VPN encryption, these features move beyond basic IP masking and into broader device-level security. Nord also highlights its no-log policy. This is important context for Threat Protection Pro. When a security tool filters websites, scans downloads, or block trackers, a reasonable concern is whether that tool is also recording what you're doing. Nord states that it does not log your browsing activity. Threat Protection Pro is designed to analyze and filter threats without building a behavioral profile tied to your identity. In practical terms, it blocks malicious domains, trackers, and harmful downloads without storing a history of the sites you visit. That distinction matters. Effective protection should reduce exposure to risk without creating a new layer of surveillance. The goal is filtering harmful content, not collecting usage data for resale or advertising. The emphasis here is on threat mitigation, not behavior tracking. So this section introduces scam call protection. The feature checks incoming calls against known scam databases and warns you before you answer. Phone-based fraud has increased significantly over the past few years, and many scams no longer begin with an email or website. They begin with a call. By identifying suspicious numbers before you engage, this feature attempts to interrupt fraud at the first point of contact. Availability may vary by region and platform, but the direction is clear. Threat protection is expanding beyond browser-level filtering into broader digital risk management. Online threats are no longer limited to web pages. They include phishing emails, malicious downloads, and social engineering over the phone. So this feature reflects that shift. Top settings you should enable. Now let's simplify this into clear action. If you are using Threat Protection Pro, enable malicious website blocking and malware scanning for downloads. These directly reduce exposure to phishing domains and infected files. Next, enable tracker blocking to limit behavioral data collection across sites. Then turn on ad blocking to reduce exposure to intrusive aggressive, and potentially malicious advertising networks. If scam call protection is available in your region, enable that as well to add another layer of screening. These settings address different categories of risk. Malware scanning protects your device, malicious site blocking protects your sessions, tracker blocking protects your behavioral data, ad blocking reduces exposure to harmful ad networks. Scam filtering protects communication channels. Together, they form a layered defense model. Unless you have a specific compatibility reason to disable one of them, keeping all major filters active provide the most balanced protection. So is Threat Protection Pro worth using? Here's the bottom line: a VPN encrypts your traffic and hides your IP address. That protects your connection from being monitored by your internet provider or other third parties. Threat Protection Pro does something different. It actively filters harmful content before it reaches your device. Encryption protects your data in transit. Threat Protection Pro reduces the chance that you click on something dangerous in the first place. If you browse frequently, download files, shop online, use banking apps, or manage work accounts, this added filtering layer can reduce exposure to phishing sites, malicious downloads, trackers, and harmful ad networks. It moves protection from passive privacy to active threat prevention. It's not simply about staying anonymous, it's about lowering practical risk during everyday internet use. If you want to test NordVPN and explore how Threat Protection Pro works on your device, I'll leave the link down below so you can review the settings and see what's included. I'm Erin from the VPN Nerds. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.